Okay, I mean Berserk, Vinland Saga. Man, I miss Berserk. Vinland Saga Chapter 61 to 65. The Way of Blood. Is this Canute? Damn, it looks so cool. No, is this Canute or is this Thorfinn? I guess it seems like it's Canute. Oh, Askeladd. Oh, we're going back. We're going back. We're going to have a replay. I guess he's just reminiscing about what happened and what Askeladd had to do for his sake. Man, for a time, it seemed that Denmark had successfully annexed England, but in um 1014, oh yeah, I guess Thorfinn is still within Denmark, so I guess he never really left. Yeah, I thought they were in England for a second from the last either, but yeah, they were in Denmark. And sudden death of King Sweyn of Denmark threw the balance of power into chaos. Yeah, damn. And this is what Canute has to do. He has to unify Denmark. Denmark and England were once again at war. Canute assumed control of his father's siege of England on behalf of the Danish Vikings. Meanwhile, Ethelred II returned from exile in Normandy to reclaim his throne after Sweyn's death. Both men styled themselves King of England and in control of the realm. What was uncertain again. The long period of war had left England exhausted. Oh, we're going back on what happened to Thorfinn. So, yeah. Back, Your Majesty. No. Who is this? This is different. Have no fear. I did not drink of it. Your Majesty, have mercy. I swear to our Lord Jesus Christ, I had no idea. Poor dog. I would never put poison in your wine, Majesty. Please have mercy on me, my King Ethelred. Curse your wretched hide, such underhanded. 1015 near the border of Mercia and Danelaw, central England. Ooh, who's this? My. Oh, I thought it was Canute for a second. I think he's the same person as from. Yeah, he has the same thing on the top of his head. Or is this Canute older? My. The desolation is even worse than the tales say. King Canute. Oh, it is Canute. Mercia was styled the jewel of the fields, and look at it now. Only time will allow the land to heal. As you speak as though this was an act of nature, Gunnar. We did this. What is that? Huh? Ah, yes, this is the vanguard of our conquering force. No, I mean, what are they doing? Why, they are pillaging. I guess maybe Canute is where probably the pillaging change. It probably stopped, but it definitely going to be hard to enforce, especially with Vikings. It's like it's their culture, it's their tradition, it's their way of life. So for him to change that would definitely anger some Vikings and would definitely not go with this that go along with it. But yeah, I guess he is the king, so they need to follow him. Searching among the beggars for women who might fetch a price. I already forbade that. Strike off their heads. Oh, damn. And he's not very lenient towards that. Yeah, I guess that's a one-way approach of doing it. Is that make sure people will know to not that he doesn't want it to happen. Strike off their heads and place them in their own. Huh? But collecting the spoils of battle is a time-honored tradition of war. To crack down on it so suddenly, those who cannot follow my army's rules are not my soldiers. Strike off their heads and place them in the road. Man, he's become more brutal than the last time. Hear and obey, go on. What? Are you serious? Ah, yeah. This would be a great example, so that at least people will, yeah, will fear him now. But it's kind of it kind of surprised me that he's willing to go that far just to stop it from happening. But yeah, I guess he needs to take drastic measures for people to really, I guess, follow his command. And I guess one way of doing it is really, because I guess, yeah, the especially with Vikings, especially if he's not very strict towards it, that for forbidding pillaging anymore, they would do this. I don't know. They'll just punish me for maybe just whip me or something like that. But no, he's going to strike off their heads and place them in. Yeah, man. Man, Canute has. I guess he has. I guess he has matured to the point where I guess he's trying to make sure that, I guess, he needs to make his authority respected. And I guess this is one way of. Oh man, haha, long time. Loki. Yeah, I totally forgot about Floki from that. I guess after King Swin was killed. I am honored by your visit, Your Majesty. Oh, this is his troops though. How goes the planning for? Oh no, it's Loki. Very good, my king. They are ready and waiting. However, it is not necessary for your majesty to meet with them directly. We can just as easily handle the matter on our. No, I will go. I wish to see the effects of the war. Earl Edric of Mercia is small-hearted. He is not worthy of your presence. His character and his worth to me are two separate things. In any case, I will be the judge of the matter. Besides, I have other reasons for coming all the way to the front. Such as, damn you, Canute. There you are, you little bastard. Yeah, I was wondering where's Thorkel, if Canute is here. Canute! I must soothe the savage beast. No doubt he was more than you could handle, in truth. Man, when Thorkel is a monster. Oh man, sad thing, you're pretty. Yeah. Now see here, you little shit. One good hit and that's all I want. One solid punch. One solid punch with Thorkel would kill you. Would kill anyone. Calm down, Thorkel. Wow, fuga. Listen to me. There's only one thing I hate more than frogs, and that's being stopped in the middle of battle. Huh? Frogs? Mercia pleaded for a truce. Oh, our victory in this region is all but assured, thanks to your work, Thorkel. Shut your pie hole. Once a war starts, it doesn't end until you've taken the other leader's head. All I needed was a bit more time, and I'd have cut Edric's ugly mug of his shoulders. Don't get carried away. Edric is only a local lord. Look upon the war as a whole, and you will see that our true foe is to be found elsewhere. You think I give a shit about that? I'm a warrior. My job is to kill. There's trouble brewing in the east thanks to Edmund, son of Ethelred. We ask that you help to pacify the eastern region. Your great might is a vital part of our war effort all over England. The only man that decides who and where I fight is me. Fuck you, Dyson. Canute. I assume you haven't forgotten what I told you years ago. I want to see what you do and what you become with my own eye. You're nothing yet, not the king of England, just a boy. So listen to me, boy, you cannot avoid war. Your path must be forged with blood and steel. Just as Askela did for you, don't forget that. The path you walk has always been stained with blood from the very start. How long are you going to keep hanging on to me? Get up. Ah, so frustrating. I'll back off for today as a courtesy, but it won't happen again. Got that? Such insolence in front of the men. Majesty, you must not let this wanton behavior pass. Why not? He is a loyal, valuable subject with a point. In public or in private, the man has one face. It must be quite an experience to live as he does. Let's go. Yeah, I think Thorkill is the only person that Canute trusts among all these people, because he's very frank with what he is and what he wants to say, and I guess and at the same time he's also one of the people that brought him to power. And I guess the other one would be Askeladd, but Askeladd is dead. And yeah, I guess also Thorfinn might come into play eventually, but I don't think Thorfinn goes um especially with what happened. I think Thorfinn has some kind of probably little bit of remorse towards him. It is all that we can gather for you. This represents no less than 4,000 pounds of silver. Please accept it. I can arrange for another 4,000 if you take your forces from Mercia entirely. Surely it is an offer worth considering, your highness. So this is Danegeld, our appeasement, Lord Edric. What is your answer, Prince Canute? How cheap? Damn! How cheap? Oh man, what happened to Canute? Or is this some kind of mind play he's doing? What? I'm confused. Yeah, this might be some kind of mind play he's doing. I guess maybe he's probably utilizing what? In some way, the influence of um Askeladd? I don't know. But this doesn't seem like the Canute we left off with. I guess we'll see. Well, but I wasn't expecting this response. What I was expecting is that he'll return the things that the Mercia has given to him, and just accept the truce. I thought that was where Canute will be going. Especially I guess how I've seen his character develop throughout the whole anime. I guess from the anime. But this response and this face, man, this is like belittling belittling the Idrik. Ooh, damn. Canute's way. Yeah, maybe this is mind tricks or something. He's trying to do some. He's definite. I guess knowing Canute and knowing how he has worked things, probably, especially from the previous one. So maybe this is like he has a plan, definitely. Canute's way. I ask you again, you would pay me this tribute in the hopes that I will leave Mercia, Edric. It is 8,000 pounds. Surely that is not an inadequate price. It is. Think of what you are saying. I am Canute the Brethwalda, rightful king of all of England, and you give me gold with the demand that I leave your lands. And the price you attach to such an insult to the king is this miserable pile. I am your king. I have come to this land to calm the rebellion within my realm. This is no idle journey. This is nonsense. Our rightful king is Ethelred of the House of Wessex. Shut your mouth. But father, no, this is not the time or place to speak. He does have a point. There is another who lays claim to the throne of England. Well, did Ethelred authorize you to offer me this deal? If he learned of our plight, he would surely. Oh, he doesn't know. He would surely understand. Ah, very magnanimous of him. So this Ethelred will forgive his own subjects for abandoning the war and paying the enemy to save their own lands. This is very cruel. Don't pick on the poor sap. Hehehe. The realm is in chaos because there are two kings. One must die, and your Ethelred is a coward who abdicated his throne and abandoned his people to flee into exile during the last war. Don't you think don't you think it's foolish to entrust the future of England to such a man? You are saying that I should betray my king. You already have. I want your help, Edric. I wish to assassinate Ethelred. Oh, that's why. That's what happened. As you have served him loyally for many years, you must have some ideas for me. You would even take the final shreds of allegiance and dignity. Insolent boy. In return, I will not need to conquer Mercia. That is my offer for Ethelred's life. I think you will find it agreeable. Absolutely not. The truce is off. I would rather fight to the bitter end than work with a devious coward like you. Floki, this fellow does not seem small of heart to me. On the contrary, he was testing him. He has great courage. Well, your majesty, why not test him and be certain? Walk with me, Edric. I have something to show you. Is it ready? Oh, he's going to burn him alive. Your majesty. Yes. A signal flower. What does this mean? Oh, he's going to call out the soldiers of Ethelred or something. What is this? What are you doing, Canute? Father, over there too. What are you signaling, Canute? This is what it means to fight me, Edric. Let your imagination paint a picture. You have just reduced Mercia to ashes. Oh, he's showing how much he has. I guess how much he has control over each villages. Do you understand? If I so desire, I can burn you all into ash with a single word. Father. Yeah, damn. But buy your safety from me with Ethelred's death. That is a smart choice. Damn. I guess it's much peaceful because no one else will have to die. But yeah. Yeah. In April of 1018, the following year, King Ethelred II of England died. Oh, he followed through. It worked. I thought the poison was I guess I thought it was like a previously from that moment. I guess it's like a recap from what happened. So I guess he was able to follow through, and Ethelred died. Ooh. Oh, the poison might be like a false, what's it called? Like a front, like a they make it seem like they poisoned the they're trying to assassinate him through the poison, but they're definitely planning to do something else. Maybe the food or something else. Your Majesty. After Ethelred's death, his son Edmund took the throne. He continued the battle valiantly, vexing Canute sorely. But in November of that year, 7 months later, he too died of disease. Yeah, man, Canute is man. He's becoming more smart in doing things. It was just somewhat reminded me of Askeladd. It's kind of dirty, but it's very effective and it's very much more. I guess less casualties. But yeah, it's very dirty, especially during wars. And I guess they never knew who, especially because the son also died of disease, which means Edric was able, I guess, was never found to be like the one who tried to kill. I guess because it was assumed to be disease. That's why they never really considered to be an assassination. So yeah, man, Canute. Man, Canute is getting terrifying as a leader. I guess not just a leader, but I guess just as a conqueror as well. He sees they call it. King Sweyn fought for this war for 10 long years, and in less than three, it's over. The Wittenage Moth will crown Canute king. They say he'll assume control as soon as the new year. Don't talk about Canute. It sours my wine. Sweyn Ethelred. Sweyn Ethelred Edmund. After the untimely deaths of his rivals, Canute would officially become King of England in 1018. Earl Edric of Mercia did indeed turn cloak to join Canute's side. And in December 1017, Canute had him put to death. Yeah, cause he give cause if he I guess yeah man, Canute is savage now, man. Cause I guess what Canute was thinking that if he was able to turn his back against his own king, he was so loyal that he was able he did not agree to doing it in the beginning, but because Canute threatened him that yeah, I could just go all out war and destroy the whole Mercia, but I'm giving an option to do it less casualties. And I guess yeah, Canute is thinking that yeah, there's no way this guy won't do the same thing I had him do to his previous kings. Damn, but it's that's really savage. But it's pretty smart. But yeah, I guess Canute is becoming more and more like cold-hearted in some way. But I guess it's probably hopefully for a better. I guess it's for, I guess because he wants to revolutionize the Vikings, and I guess also the kingdom. I guess as a king, I guess he's doing really is been, I guess as a strategist, and I guess as a conqueror he's doing really well. But it's kind of dirty in some way. But yeah, I guess it's a matter of preference whether what is honorable, or I guess in the end, I guess especially with I guess with probably Askeladd rubbed off him a lot, because this is something like Askeladd would do if he were like in I guess if Askeladd was his advisor of anything. But for him to be able to think of doing this is insane, because I really thought he would be like the more peaceful kinda ruler as a king. But I guess he has, I guess the biggest part that I think is like a positive thing so far is that he has stopped the pillaging of the Vikings. So at least now the Vikings won't. The Viking will definitely stop doing it now. I guess the Danes, because otherwise they will be killed. And he already, and how he did, and I guess his implementation of doing it was so it was I was so surprised with how he just struck off their heads, and then put in a spike and show it to everyone, so that everyone will see that yeah, no one disobeys my order. It's kind of cruel and cold, but logically speaking, it makes sense. And yeah, fear is a really strong motivator to follow someone, but at the same time, eventually people will resist that. So I hope Canute will have some kind of other approach as well. That this is just like a beginning of his approach. Because eventually people will I guess will rise up and consider that like will might will make will might turn him into like a really bad, I guess it's as a bad ruler, and people will somewhat like go against, I guess unless he's really powerful. So I mean I think what I think Canute is still trying to achieve is like a better place for his people, for his kingdom, but he needs to make drastic measures in order to do that, especially with I guess the situation and I guess with the culture of the Vikings. At the same time, he's also always wary that there will be people who will always be, especially because if I remember that there's also, I think his brother is still alive. Canut's brother is still alive, probably, and that side of the family would still be somewhat be waiting for an opportunity to take over the throne. So yeah, I need a horse. We're going back to Thorfinn and a Amar. What's his name? Man, I forget his name already. But man, I'm really loving their dynamic. We Kettle's Farm, Denmark, September 10/15. And I guess I was thinking that are we going to show? Are we going to see different sides of the story with Thorfinn and Canute, or is there will there be like I guess will Thorfinn eventually become a part of Canute's story? I guess his journey, or is it going to be a different thing? So I'm really curious about that. But I guess they're somewhat hinting that it's possible that um, Thorfinn becomes part of Canute's probably possible. I guess he is now the king of England. So unless he's hoping to conquer other places, I think the wars has probably stopped from happening. So maybe that's why Snake is here and the other mercenaries are here working as guards or as a guest, because probably possible it's possible that the war has ended. So, but I guess Kettle's son mentioned that Canute has some kind of other expedition. So I guess it's possible that, because what I'm saying is that Snake will eventually might possibly hire or take Thorfinn to be a part of his crew or something. I don't know. Guess we'll see. Kettle's Farm, Denmark, September 10/15. So it's the same time when Canute is now the king. Oh, no. No. We're going back in time. So 1018 was Canute became a king of England, right? Or 1017? No, 1018. So Canute become king of England in 1018. So this whole, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, we're going back in 1015. So 3 years previously. I mean yeah, 3 years later? No. 3 years after. What's that term I'm looking for? But yeah, 3 years before. Or is this a different story? Because I don't know. Because I don't think I'm sure. I guess I'm not familiar with the history of Canute, but I think Thorfinn's main story would probably with Vinland, with America. Man, this would definitely make um Mar pretty buff with the work that they're doing. Man, even the trunk of the tree. I've had enough of this. Einar, wait. Let's dig out the roots a bit more. We can't pull it out like this. Shop. Still no good. Come on, damn you. Damn, there's a lot of roots. A horse. This won't work without a horse. They gave us one for hauling the lumber. Why don't we get a horse for clearing the land? They didn't give us one. It was just doing the job that the farmhands were supposed to do. Makes no sense. What do you think, Einar? Should we leave the clearing for now and go back to cutting down the trees? No, I'll try asking them again. Though I could be wasting my breath. Oh, give it up already. You're not getting any, and that's final. But listen, we have Patter's permission. He said we could have a horse. Patter, huh? The up jump slave thinks he runs the stables, does he? Well, it's not happening. All the horses are going to other jobs. We don't have any to lend to you. There's a horse not doing anything right there. That one, let us use him. When the horses are at rest, resting is their job. Don't you even know that? Thick mud-headed mule. Hmm? What are they here again? Enough, you slaves, it won't happen again. Now stop slacking and get back to the forest. Good day. Oh, I only heard one greeting. As always, the big one forgets his manners. Oh yeah, I need one. Right, take the one with the bridle on. Listen, slaves are a source of labor, bought with coin. You're no different from cows and horses. Have you ever seen a horse riding a horse? No, you haven't. It's rich enough that a horse has been given land to turn it into its own fields. We don't know when to stop. Use that overgrown body of yours. Remember your place. Well, that does it. I'll just have to talk to the master directly about this. Clearly, we're going to need a horse or two. And not just to pull out the stumps, we'll need them to till our fields. I'm not going to let the farmhands' harassment stop me. But if you use the master's help to get a horse, it will only make the farmhands angrier. They'll come after us even harder. Well, that's the plan. What's the plan then? Are we going to do everything by hand? It'll be years before we can produce any crops. There's still plenty of forest to go, but maybe we should wait until we've cleared more land to worry about fields. It's hard enough to clear the land. We can't tend fields at the same time. Just cutting down trees isn't any harder than what we've been doing. Wow. What is it with you and your lack of ambition, Thorfinn? Don't you want to be free? We're going to plant crops, impossible or not. Then we sell them back to the master and buy our freedom. And to do that, we need a horse. Oh. You're very lively, Einar. For a man who doesn't get any real food. Don't be stupid. I'm not lively. You're lethargic. I think I understand your plight. They're seeing themselves as the old man. Oh, oh. Well, what are you doing over there? Can't talk at this distance. Don't step on the ridges. Good afternoon. How may we help you? What are your names? Oh, I'm Einar Thorfinn. Do you want one? Pardon, a horse. You need one, don't ya? Ooh. We do. Wow, really? You lend us a horse? That's fantastic. But first, I'm sorry to have asked, but who are you? Probably a farmer slave as well? I need a horse, part 2. What is this? Video ad. Oh, this is probably the Bayeux tapestry exhibited the Musée de la Tapisserie de Bayeux. This is vast tapestry measuring 230 feet long depicts William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, in his conquest of England in 1066. Oof, this really goes right to your back. Oh, he needed help with harvesting. Excuse me, Grandpa. I'm Sverkel, and you will address me as Mr. Sverkel. Mr. Sverkel, how long must we pick out stones? Until the stones are gone. So, about that horse, you're not working. Oh, sorry. A, good enough. So, Mr. Sverkel, about that horse you mentioned, bring the basket. Hop ho, hop ho. When you're done splitting logs, draw the water. Make it quick. Yes, sir. Hmm. Well, it certainly took us to the cleaners. You've got better things to be doing than these chores. Now that I think about it, does the old man live in this house all by himself? Don't know. I've never met him before today. I don't know his situation. Is he really going to lend us a horse? He isn't just saying that to get us to do a bunch of hard work for free. We'd be within his rights. We're slaves, remember? The master's slaves, Thorfinn. We're not obligated to serve just anyone blindly. I care not for what you are. You heard this. This is a deal. I lend you the horse, you do chores around my house. When you borrow the horse and when you bring it back. Understood? The next day. Here we go, ready for the next one. Damn, that's a thick horse. I guess it's a strong horse. Yeah, the old man has a really. I guess he's definitely worked all his life, and I guess he has some. I guess a lot of possible like strong horse. So it's so much easier. This is the life. I didn't think he'd actually give us a horse. The old fellow was as good as his word. At this rate, we might actually make the fall planting, won't we, Thorfinn? I wonder if he'll lend us a plow as well. Preferably with a heavy one with wheels. What would we plant in the fall, Einar? Huh? Why wheat, of course. Oh, you plant wheat in the fall? You didn't know that? Huh? Are you saying you've never done field work before? No. No one had fields in my hometown, yeah. The only field I worked since I was a boy was a battlefield, a land without fields. I can't even imagine such a place. Well, don't worry, if there's anything I know, it's farming, okay. Hey, you slaves, who said you could borrow that horse? Not them again. Good day. We didn't just sneak her out without permission, right? Mr. Sverkel lent her to us. Ah? Who did? Mr. Sverkel, the one who lives down at the end of the road. Don't lie to me. There's no one named Sverkel at this farm. I just knew you'd steal a horse one day. Wait, do we even have a horse like this on the farm? Who'd you say lent you this horse again, slave? I already told you. It was Mr. Sverkel. Don't you know him? The short, stoop old fellow, well bald with a few scraps of blood. Bald, stoop old. Oh. The old master. Oh, the old master. The grandpa. Oh man, he's still alive. Maybe you're right. He did have a name like that, didn't he? Old master. Well, you must be lying then. He's an ornery old cuss. He'd never give you a horse. That's Mr. Kettle's father. He's the most important fellow on the entire farm. Dang. I thought it was like a previous old slave. Damn, he's still working though, man. I guess the passion in farming. It never stops, and even they've gotten old. Damn. And it seems like they've earned his favor. Damn. But yeah, I guess the damn. If nothing grows wrong by the time this book comes out in 2010, my third child will be born, another son. But to tell the truth, something already has gone wrong. His two big brothers are in the hospital after being ambushed by some very nasty germs as of May. And yet another example of mothers being incredible. Theirs has been visiting the hospital to see them, even with another baby ready to burst out of her tummy. Even though she's catching their bug by being there, I care about my children, of course, but the way she can soothe and watch over them is nothing short of astonishing. All of these three boys came from an excellent mother. What is the sort of thing that powers her motherly engine? I suppose it must be something a man will never understand. I find that a terrible shame. If I'm ever reborn, I want to be a mother. Yeah, man. Mothers are a whole different kind. Man. the things that they do for their children. Also, this is for tilling. Makes sense now. Yeah, they've shown this from the previous chapters. At the old master's house. Man. Rain's coming. Thorfinn, let's call it a day after this show. Alright. Hmm? Stop, hang on. Another root. When we cut out the stumps, the deeper roots stayed stuck in the soil, and we're bound to keep heating them, and won't be another year until they've all rotted away. I guess we'll just have to dig shallow for this season. No use in pushing this borrowed plow until it breaks. Clank, clank. This is incredible. In just one day, we've gone from a wild field to this. Just look over there, and two more over there. That's four new heavy plows in 1 year. They've got 10 in all, apparently. The master must be worth quite a fortune. He called them a powerful new set of hands. Now I can see why. With 10 of these, you could manage any farm. Are they really that valuable? Oh, they sure are. Back home, we had one to share between 8 families. We're lucky the old master had one of them. Even with 10 to themselves, the farm hands would never lend us a single one. It must be very hard to till the same fields with just hands and toes. Yeah, man, they never. Man, just think about it. Yeah, you're. I guess they never really had farmland in Iceland. Yeah, you bet. It makes a world of difference having a horse and plow. It's quite an invention. It must have been a farmer who built this. Only someone who knew how hard farming was could such design such a thing. Yeah. You really are a stranger to the fields, aren't you? Everything's new and fresh to you. You're like a great big baby. Aw, yeah. I guess before he was like a baby warrior. Now he's a baby farmer. Ooh, look out! Here it comes. Let's hurry and farm. Yeah, and I guess it's always. I don't know. I think a lot of anime I've seen that. I guess it's with Rurouni Kenshin as well. That warriors and farmers like it somewhat always coincides. Like as a farmer and as like a previous warrior, I guess a samurai, something like that. It's always the I guess it's like the retirement wish of I guess most of the soldiers. I guess especially I guess if you've grew up in a farm, so yeah, I guess it would definitely you would go back to your roots with farming because yeah even my grandfather yeah when he retired as a soldier he still they still go back to farming because it's it's what they really and they're so passionate and they're so hardworking even their old age they're still so passionate about farming and I guess it's farming I could see the charm in I guess of growing things but yeah the work that they have but the work that they have to do in order to I guess just planting crops um because my grandmother is with flowers and with gardening. I guess gardening and farming kind of similar, but I think farming is much more tedious. It's much more heavy work. So yeah, but it's definitely going to be rewarding, especially if you have harvested your your crops. It's definitely going to be difficult because there will also be um pests and like natural disasters that might affect your crops depending on your location. Down it comes. Are you ready for the rain? Don't change the subject, father. I'm concerned about your health. You're too old to keep pushing yourself like this. Stay out of the fields. You're just lucky that snake was there to find you the last time you collapsed outside. I was born to die in the fields. You worry about your own work. And on top of that, it's insane to keep living on your own at that age. You can't do any heavy lifting. Not necessary. I get by. Father, don't be so stubborn. You and I don't see eye to eye. Eye to eye, Kettle. I'm happy the way it is now. Under the same roof, we will fight again. That's not a difference of opinion. You're just a stubborn father. Why don't you accept the hard work I've put in to make of this farm a success? Don't know what's going on in there, but it seems delicate. Yes, a fight between family. I'll be back. Just think about it. All right. What are you doing there? Good day. Hello, father. Don't get into any funny business. These are my slaves. I've put Potter in charge of them. You're wet. Come in and wash those clothes. There's a washing pot in the back room. They don't seem to get along. Well, where's that washing pot? What is it? Snake in the bed. Oh, that startled me. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, Snake was waking up and there was like an old man tilling. I guess he's living with Snake. Snake. Oh, what is he doing here? What I want to know is, how did he sleep through that argument happening just feet away? How thick are his nerves? Looks uncomfortable. Hmm? Are you cooking out here, Gramps? You better not be planning to eat it all yourself. You're awake, huh? What were you doing sneaking into my bed? You're barking up the wrong tree. Sleep well. You're good for hardly nothing. Only waking up when the food is on. Yeah, he seems really close with Snake. Who is Snake? I feel like he's more than just a bodyguard. Don't you feel ashamed? A grown man laying about all day without working. I'm surprised you can hold your head high and eat. Shut it, old man. We work at night. Thieves come sneaking around when they start see. So it's us guests and our night patrols that keep the farm secure and peaceful. That's how I eat just fine. Bah. Visiting young men is what you call it. Just making sure those bad robbers don't make off with the young ladies. You never stop with the jokes. And you never stop with the bitching. What you're doing there? Come here and eat. You're hungry, aren't you? Are we allowed? Come on, eat up. It ain't worth enough to hold back. Enough out of you. Sit. You've earned enough. You've earned a meal for your work. So, is it true that we get thieves here? Oh yeah, all the time. They come for the wheat just before harvest and the free grazing pigs. Oh, some of them even have weapons. It's our job to knock them off their feet and tie them up. So you see, we do have an honest job. Bah, whatever the thieves would steal from us goes to feed you guests anyway. All right, you old geezer. I've heard enough. I can drive off any thieves without your help. Help. We're proper Norsemen. We know our way around a sword and spear. Oh, he's a veteran. Oh, you're gonna have yourself a little sword fight bent over at the waist like like you are. Don't be conceited, Snake. There are plenty men better than you. I'm only concerned for your elderly bones. I'm not addled. The last thing I need is your concern. Oh, don't be grumpy, Grumps. Can't have you falling down. But at the same time, Thorfinn recognized Snake's skills that he might be even faster than Askeladd, which is a lot because Askeladd was really skilled with fighting. Yeah, I think I so far I think Thorkel is the only one who could really kill Askeladd, but I think Askeladd will also be able to fight back. So, yeah, I guess I'm seeing some kind of similarities with him and Askeladd in some way. But yeah, because Thorkel is just pure strength, and Askeladd I think is more like fighting smartly or with trickery or something like that. So and Thor's is just pure monster. It's just like godlike godlike warrior. No one can beat Thor's. That's it. That's how strong Thor's is. And yeah, but I'm definitely curious on how because it seems like he's going to be, I don't know, he's definitely an interesting character. Besides whether you like it or not. So I'm definitely curious on a little bit more about his backstory, of Snake's backstory, before he became like a part of the become like guests or the guards, bodyguards. Whether you like it or not, the security forces on this farm don't match its size. I've only got 13 men, and our hands are full just stopping the sneak thieves. If we went up against a fully armed battalion, a good 50 or 60 soldiers would flatten this farm. Right, Thorfinn? Oh, he knows. You agree, don't you? Huh? Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I wouldn't know. Why would you bother asking them? Nothing more dangerous than thieves will come to Kettle's land. We don't know that, and it's too late scrambling when they do. Don't worry, even if it did happen, we wouldn't come crying to you. Why wouldn't anyone more dangerous than a thief come here? We think everyone would covet such a splendid farm. Oh, I spoke out of turn. I'm sorry. Because of King Harald's influence. Ooh. Oh, protection money. Kettle pays an exorbitant tribute to the king twice a year. Given the riches that he receives, the king is obligated to protect Kettle. But Harald is dead. Harald, that's Canute's brother. Oh no, it's his brother. I thought it was Swain. Man, I was confused. So it was, yeah. So Harald's brother is still alive. It's a fool's game. Buying peace with gold. What use does a single farmer have owning so much land if he cannot rule it on his own? Ooh. Ha! It's too late for the king's men to come if anything happens here. How many days travel is it from Yelling? But yeah, I guess he's also a king. So I guess a part of them. I guess they're still probably with conflict with each other. I guess Canute is more like a king of England rather than a king of Denmark. Hmm. But I thought he was the king, because Swain was like, ah man, it's a fool's game. Buying. It's too late for the king's men to come if anything happens here. How many days travel is it from Yelling? We're the ones who actually keep this safe farm, and this farm safe. Too much wealth brings disaster. When you increase your wealth, you fear losing it. Makes sense. To ease that fear, you spend money to make more of it. The idiot boy doesn't realize how empty it all is. Oh. I can't take this. Save me from the lectures of an old man. Oh, well, the skies have cleared. And with that, I'll go make my rounds to the ladies. And don't come back. Man, it seems like he's really close with the old man. Even though it seems like they don't get along, but definitely seems like they're like best friends. You know you'll be lonely without me, right? Move your accursed behind. Don't worry, the clothes will dry on our skin in the air. Thank you for the dinner. They're a strange pair, aren't they? They seem closer than the actual. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is he just really a guard? It seems like he's like the brother. Oh, what if he's the younger brother of Ketil? But he doesn't look the same. I don't know. But it's possible. Like he's like a very late son. Like he came a long time afterwards. They seem closer than the actual father and son. Yes. After all that happened today, I feel like I earned a great deal. Good for you, big old baby. Don't call me that. And I guess especially with the way how Axe Snake's like he's pretty close to the grandfather. I guess with the old master, it seems like, yeah, he has much more confidence going around and making fun jokes with him. Yeah, I think he might be like a brother of Ketil. Might be a younger son. Good for you, big old baby. Don't call me that. Too much wealth. October. You can sprinkle a bit more than that. Be thorough. Got it. Man. That's it. Man. But I'm really excited to see how their farm will go through. But especially but if any story, if anything is going through smoothly, something is about to go wrong. So especially with seems like foreshadowing from Snake that yeah, thieves we could deal with that. An army, I don't know, because what possibly what might possibly happen? I guess my theory could be is that Harald and I wonder why, because if Harald is like a king, why is Floki with Canute? Because I thought Harald was like more like in favor. I mean, Floki is in favor with Harald because I think King Swain's favor Harald more than Canute. But I guess Canute was older. Kind of forgot the succession, but yeah. So a possibility is that, especially with I guess how I don't know with what Canute is thinking right now is that he might if he also might want to unify. I guess because this is 1015 AD, so this is 3 years before he became king of England. So and it's possible that he's still trying to resolve the issue with with Denmark, because Denmark is in conflict right now. Because King Sweyn died, so the succession of the throne is definitely up for grabs, and definitely people will be fighting over it. Even though Canute assumed he's the next ruler, so definitely Harald. I guess Harald's party would also argue with Canute's claim to the throne. So and if this land if Ketil is somewhat supporting Harald, Canute might see that as I guess might try to attack this farmland as like to somewhat to damage I guess Harald's I guess resources. I think that's one way of um weakening your enemy is yeah, especially with I guess with the supply of food, of wheat or something, or I guess even just the treasures or the payments. So Canute might use that. So I could see that like aligning with uh with a Snake. What he's saying is that eventually because I think that would be a great that would be a motivation for Thorfinn to fight back is he has something to protect, and he has to protect the farmland, his farmland, Kettle's farmland. That might happen. So yeah, but I think an army or maybe 50, 60, but it's still Viking soldiers. So I'm still not sure how. I guess Thorfinn was able to fight back against Askelad's own men, because yeah, because eventually they turned their backs out against I guess they ask as they turned their backs against Askeladd and become like trying to sold off Askeladd to I guess Canute to Torkel. So but yeah, I guess they were just running away that time, but still I'm not sure how. I guess seeing I guess the experience probably, but I don't know. I'm still not sure how strong Thorfinn would be against Vikings. I guess I guess what they're called, Floki's men. Um Forgot what kind of Yom's Vikings. So I think the Yom's Vikings is a special kind of breed of Vikings. So I guess if it's Yom's Vikings, he would definitely have a hard time. But I guess if it's like ordinary Vikings, maybe he could handle them easily. And I guess with Snake as well. So yeah, I could see that definitely happening in the future, in the next few chapters, that they're going to be threatened by an attack, and Thorfinn will have to help. I think that's the only motivation he would that would push him to fight. Is if especially with Einar as well. If Einar is in trouble, in danger, I think he might try to help Einar. So yeah, and definitely sensing that it might happen, but I guess we'll see. And we also get a little bit of Canute, what's happening with Canute, and I guess a little bit of history that he became a king of England and how savage Canute is has become. He has I guess it's like a different version of I guess how it went with because if anything I think Thorfinn would be the one who would be able to I guess manifest a lot of Askeladd's I guess skills or uh styles in approaching different strategies or I guess with fighting or something like that. But I guess he was so obsessed on killing him that probably just slipped away from him. But I guess he was still able to I don't know, I feel like he's if anyone has who has become much closer to Askeladd, it was Thorfinn. So but yeah, because Canute was just really but I guess Canute was like if Askeladd is like I guess Askeladd was like their father. Canute was like the most favored one among the both of them. I guess because I guess Askeladd found a purpose with Canute. And I think with Thorfinn, I think Askeladd is just seeing Thorfinn as like a reminder of Thor's as like someone who he admired, who somewhat he respected. So yeah, I think but I think in the end Askeladd cared about Thorfinn in some way, in his own twisted kinda way. I think he cared about Thorfinn. I think he wanted Thorfinn to grow up and learn and become a much stronger person, but not who he has become right now. But hopefully that will grow up with him. Cause yeah, even though cause remember all the things that looking back with all the moments of him and Thorfinn when Askeladd was talking about the romance and how they were just defeated and by the what do they call it? I forget the ones who took over the Romans and then the ones that the Englishmen took over as well. So and then now the Danes are taking over England. So yeah, and I think Askeladd has also shown him a lot of I don't know skills as well, survival skills. So yeah, I think in my belief, I think Askeladd uh cared in some way to Thorfinn, and it's probably because of Thor's as well, and I guess in some way he could possibly also see himself like Thorfinn. So yeah, so far, I'm really enjoying this read through a lot. I'm so excited for Thorfinn's growth and for I guess for all these new characters that they're introducing. And at the same time, I'm so confused and excited and scared about Canute because he's like a totally different person now and kind of proud of him as well because he went from being child I guess like a weakling kind of ruler I guess not even considered as a ruler as a prince to becoming like one of the most savages, most terrifying and most logical thinking, most conniving or more like clever kings in this era. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see more of Canute and how Thorfinn will play into that, or will he have his own journey with Leif eventually, or is still that postponed? Because I feel bad for Leif. Okay, so all this time he's under stress, anxiety of looking up for Thorfinn, especially his mother, man. Because I wonder how old he is now, and who knows how what has happened to his mother and his sister. So yeah, I'm more worried about them not being able to meet Thorfinn again and not seeing how Thorfinn went through. So that's what I'm worried that with the stories, that what if it will never we will eventually have that kind of, because that will be another additional traumatizing remorse or regret that Thorfinn will have, is that why he didn't just went back home. So, and yeah, so that's all I can say in this chapter so far in this with Vinland Saga, and I'm really excited to see more of this in the future. And let me know what you think about in the comments down below, feedback or anything you'd like to correct me, I guess, with what I've said so far. If I've said something wrong or something about I don't know anything. But yeah, I would really appreciate your feedback, your comments, and if you did enjoy watching, leave a like, subscribe for updates. And if you want to watch my read through on the next chapters, it's available for early access. Check out the link in the description down below, and shout out to my patrons for supporting this channel. And see you in my next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.